What's going on, YouTube? I can't believe I forgot to talk about this when it came out a couple of weeks ago. If you've heard about it or not, the little EV truck that has been released that's a cost-efficient truck. It's called Slate. Little two-door truck. Like I said, it's electric. Some details on it. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I'll throw a picture up of it in the video here. It's not the prettiest thing of all time, but like I said, it's made for cost efficiency, not necessarily the best looking thing of all time. And if for some reason you're watching this not from the United States, but if you're from the United States, you know trucks are expensive as all hell, especially big trucks. People are paying, I mean, easily north of 50, 60 grand into $100,000 for a truck these days, depending on what you got. And this company, Slate, is trying to make a cheap truck. And by cheap, I'd say that's air quotes, because it's not really the cheapest thing of all time. Before any tax credits or anything, we're looking at 27 grand, 28 grand basically. And then they say, oh, you can get your tax credit, your $7,500, and it drops the truck's cost down to $20,000, which, I mean, $20,000 is pretty good, but you're relying on a tax credit that may or may not exist here in a couple years, so who knows. This company, when I was looking into it a little bit, watching some other videos on the truck itself, apparently Bezos is a big investor in the company, in Slate. Amazon's CEO, owner, whatever you want to call him. And I think they said the LA Dodgers owner. So I mean, it's just another company. They're trying to make their money. The gimmick of the truck is basically it has no features as standard. So like, there's no radio. It has crank windows. It like no power seats, no anything like that. Like things that people think of as typical in a car these days, it just doesn't have it. And it's all like aftermarket modules that you can buy, which basically I'm assuming would just jack the cost up. And it's like supposed to be fully customizable. It's like a module truck that you could buy. You can buy back seats for. You can buy a little cover to cover the bed and turn it into a 4-seater SUV, but it's still a 2-door. Some stuff like that. The concept, I think, is cool. The more I listened to it and the more I heard about it, the more I'm just like, it's not that cheap. A Ford Maverick, if you know what that is, it's like a little Ranger, basically. It's Ford's economy truck, level truck, is the same price, basically. Original price, $26,000, $27,000 for a gas truck. And I was looking into this because I'm personally in the market for a small truck. I'm about to move into the house. I've kind of been scoping out things on Facebook Marketplace. I'm kind of looking for like older F-150s or early 2000s Chevy 1500s or something like that, or Silverados, something around there, size-wise, like the smaller of the gas trucks, but something you could go get material or drywall, or if I want to finish the basement, I got to be able to go pick up some stuff in a truck, and I hate having to borrow somebody's truck. It's so annoying to have to do that. But that's what I've been looking at, and I'm looking at used trucks. You can buy a used truck for 10, 15 grand, pretty nice truck for 10 to 15,000, at least where I'm at here in Ohio. And it's a gas truck, generally pretty reliable. The older ones anyway nowadays, I don't know, totally hands off on that. I have no idea. But like I said, this truck's it's pretty ugly. The real problem I see with it is the cost to how much range you get. So it's an EV, you only get 150 miles of range out of this truck. And that's not towing anything or anything. That's just what it is, standard, 150 miles. That is not a lot. Like, if you're just putting around town, hey, that's fine. But like, I mean, if you want to go pick something up, my little brothers are big into four-wheelers and dirt bikes and snowmobiles and all that kind of shit. They drive to Pennsylvania, Indiana, Michigan, Kentucky to go grab stuff. You couldn't do that in this truck. That 150 miles is without towing something. Even if you tow something that's small, with how tiny this truck is, I'm sure your mileage is going to get cut to like 100 miles or less. You're going to have to charge this thing like 4 or 5 times just to go on like a small trip to go pick anything up. That doesn't seem very practical to me. I don't know where the market is for this thing, and that's why I wanted to make this part of this video. I'm gonna transition into some tariff and trade deal stuff here in a minute, but who's the market for this? Because I don't know who it is. The people who are like cheering for it on X and stuff like that, like, it is a cool concept, but they're not gonna buy that truck. People in a city aren't gonna buy this truck. You're just gonna buy a cheap SUV or a sedan. Like, you're just gonna, like, I don't know why you need a truck. You just don't. It's not The truck isn't built to do truck things. So I don't know who you're selling it to be honest. A big part of it too, like I said, is they're avoiding tariffs with this truck to keep prices down. It's an American-made truck. The batteries are going to be manufactured in the United States. The truck itself is going to be manufactured in Indiana, supposedly. And so they're going to try to use that as a way to keep prices down, as maybe these other car companies raise prices due to tariffs. We'll see. We'll see if that lets them in the door a little bit. But like I said, I think it's a little too expensive still. If we were talking like $15,000 after tax credits, and it is like a nice $5,000 gap, I mean, there's something to maybe consider, even without the radio, even without all the features. I would think about it. I don't know. You let me know if you would or not. The tariff thing, though, comes into play. Obviously, that's the big topic all these days. And the news of today, the tariff news, trade deal news, is Trump and the United States have made a trade deal with the UK. I'll just get to this point first because I think this is the biggest thing. $5 billion in new exports that we're going to be able to export to the UK. That's what the estimate is. And $6 billion in tariffs. That's the little graphic that Trump posted on whatever the hell he's on, Truth Social. And then it gets carried over to X where I see it anyway. I don't know who's on Truth Social, but apparently some people are on Truth Social. $11 billion of revenue. It's a step in the right direction. This is what the tariffs were supposed to be for, in my mind. This was the whole game plan. This should be the game plan, hopefully. This is what we're headed towards. Use the tariffs. It's the big ask. It's the negotiating tactic, whatever you want to call it. Slap the tariffs on them short term to negotiate a better deal, and then you make a better deal. This seems to be a better deal overall. If we're getting access to more exports, $5 billion isn't nothing to shake your head at, but the crux is going to be, does more come out of it? Because if we don't get a bunch of these trade deals, this is such a small impact. Like I said, it's the right direction, but it's too small of an impact. If we just get deals, a couple here and there with countries we're already on good terms with, we haven't achieved anything. So that'll be the thing that I'll have to shake out and we'll have to see what happens in the end. Like I said, good move. We're going the right way. We need a lot more progress in that direction before I'm really impressed, to be honest. Like I said, $11 trillion or $11 billion that's a lot of fucking money. But when we spend whatever it is, our GDP is what, 27 trillion or something like that? I think that's what it is, roughly 28 trillion dollars. This is like fractions of a percent in the grand scheme. And we're not spending any less money, which is the big issue and the thing that really needs tackled, but yeah, it doesn't look like we're headed that way, honestly. The tariff, just for more detail, or the trade deal for more details, is more like agriculture focused and energy focused. So we're going to be able to ship over some more agricultural products. It looks like RFK is doing some good stuff. They're Tyson chicken and all that, getting rid of some food dyes and moving in the right direction on that. On that front, I don't know what agreement it'll be with the UK. I know Europe in general is way more strict with their food regulations, so we'll see if anything comes out of that. But hey, they're going to send more ag products over there, and then energy. And energy, I mean, also an ag product kind of. The big thing was ethanol. So corn alcohol, if I remember correctly, is ethanol. So we're going to send that over there and make some money. Good. That's good stuff. Our tariff on them is going to stay at 10%, I guess, while their tariff is going to drop, and then we're going to have access to some new market over there. That's good stuff. But until we really see a trade deal with China, like I said, good stuff. I'm not that impressed. There's supposed to be talks going on with China. That's the big deal. That'll be the big thing. China, India, some of these other countries where we're actually importing a lot of things from them. We actually were already in a trade surplus with the UK. We sent them more stuff than they sent us. So this isn't, like I said, it's not achieving that much. I just really don't think it is. So we'll see what else plays out of it. Obviously, the Trump people are like, look how great it is, blah, blah, blah. The people who hate him are like, it's not a big deal at all. I'm not saying I hate him. I think realistically, it's just, yeah, it's a small drop in the bucket. That's all it is. With follow-up, really good. Without any follow-up and without any more progress in this direction, inconsequential. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. You guys let me know what you think of it, especially what do you think the future is? You think this is where we're headed, more trade deals, and hopefully they're they're optimal for the United States and beneficial for us, and we come out on ahead out of this deal. Short-term pain. Stock market went up today on the news of making a deal. This is, like I said, it's a positive step in the process, but without a couple more miles of steps, we're not going to really get anywhere. We got a big hole to dig ourselves out of as far as government spending and our trade policy and where we're at. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. Like the video if you got something out of it. Dislike it if you didn't. Leave a comment. I'd appreciate it. Let me know what you think, and subscribe to the channel. Come back for more. Appreciate it. We hit 200 subs. I thank y'all. Now we're on to 300. I'll just keep counting by hundreds till I hit 500, and then we can go for 1,000, I guess. But until then, I'll catch you guys tomorrow.